Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts if I think there's any chance that the New York Knicks can pull off a miracle and come back from being down 3-1 in the series against the Atlanta Hawks. As we know, we are one game away from elimination. We are coming up on Game 5 on Wednesday night at the Garden, and we are down 3-1. So is there any chance that the New York Knicks can win 3 straight games and win this series? In this video, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts of if it's possible and how we can obtain this crazy obstacle that we got in front of us and how this New York Knicks team needs to really battle it out. And then I'm going to come out with my Game 5 preview tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Before I hop into this video, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Knicks Media, do not forget to smash that subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. And if you guys want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, you guys know where to find me at nyknicks_media. With that being said, let's get right into the video. So what we got to do, right, is focus game by game. But if you think about it, the New York Knicks, we're coming off a 2-game road trip against the Atlanta Hawks. We lost both games. When we went home, games 1 and 2, we lost the first game by a buzzer beater. Game 2, we won the game. So we know what it takes to win the game at the Garden. I feel very confident in the New York Knicks to get the job done in Game 5. Obviously, it's a lot easier said than done because there's a lot of things that's going to go into winning. We need to contain the Atlanta Hawks' dynamic offense. We need to contain Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, Bogdanovic, Canelo. You guys know who we need to worry about defensively. But if we take care of Game 5, right, hypothetically say we win, we go to Game 6, and we understand what it takes to go to Atlanta. We went on the road for 2 games. We're not going to be going out there not knowing what to expect. And hey, and again, hypothetically, we win Game 5 at the Garden. We go to Atlanta, and we got a lot of confidence. We understand what it takes to win, and we know what it's going to be like in Atlanta. And say we get the job done in Game 6. Then the whole series is tied, and it all comes down to Game 7 at the Garden. And obviously, that's a lot easier said than done, and this is just a hypothetical. But I just want to realize that I want to show you guys that it definitely is a lot more possible than we think. Winning 3 games in a row is something that this New York Knicks team has shown all year they know how to do. We went of a lot of 3-game mini win streaks all throughout the season, and then in April we went on a 9-game winning streak. One of those games actually were against the Atlanta Hawks. So what do we need to do in order for this to happen? We need Julius Randle and the defense to hone in. I think those are the 2 things that is the biggest reasons for our decline in the playoffs. Julius Randle not playing like his old self, and the New York Knicks defense as a team not playing like their old self all throughout the playoffs like they've been doing all throughout the regular season. This team, the identity has been defense, defending the 3-point line, creating havoc in the paint. You know, we held our opponents to the lowest field goal percentage, lowest 3-point percentage, lowest opponent's points scored per game all throughout the regular season. And unfortunately, it's not showing up and it's not translating to the playoffs. The playoffs in the regular season, completely different animal, and we are experiencing that from firsthand. And this Knicks team, they're getting their playoff experience right now. Nobody has a lot of experience besides Derrick Rose, Tom Thibodeau, Taj Gibson in the playoffs. Everybody else, Julius Randle, first time in the playoffs. RJ Barrett, obviously the rookies. Reggie Bullock, Alec Burks, and Nerlens, they have a little bit of experience, but they're not playoff veterans. So we're getting the first taste of what playoffs means in the NBA for this Knicks team. And I want to talk about Julius Randle real quick because he's a very interesting type of player. I think Julius Randle is a type of player that needs to have some downs and some adversity in order to prosper, in order to grow. And I know you guys don't want to hear this, but if you realize what Julius Randle went through last year as a New York Knick, his first season here, he struggled. The entire city, I don't want to say everybody, but majority of Knicks fans did not think Julius Randle could become somebody that we can expect him to be the number 1 option and lead us to win ball games. And that's exactly what he did. Julius Randle won the city over. We win 41 games. We're 10 games over 500. He wins Most Improved Player of the Year. He's the first Knick of all time to put up the numbers he did with 20, 10, and 5. So Julius Randle obviously proved a lot of doubters wrong, and he needed that year of growth. He needed the year of understanding what I need to do differently. So maybe this playoff experience for him, it's something where he can grow on. Hopefully we can see it game by game and he can step up in Game 5. But guys, I do feel like this is going to be something that Julius Randle is going to learn from in the future. And I don't want to look in the next year already because we're still in the season and we still got this playoff series to worry about. But I do think that this experience for Julius Randle is going to teach him a lot about himself. He is not used to being the guy that everyone's honing in on defensively. The Atlanta Hawks defensive scheme is honing in on him. He cannot get through his spots. We know where Julius Randle eats, and that's on the baseline. And the Atlanta Hawks defensive scheme is doing a phenomenal job to not allow him to get comfortable. They're not allowing him to get to his spot. So he needs to adjust. He needs to make those quick decisions. And unfortunately, he's not doing that this series. So I think that after the season's all said and done, whether we lose a series, whether we somehow miraculously come back and win this series, Randle's going to come back to the playoffs and understand what he did wrong in his first experience and learn from it. That's exactly what he did in his first year with the Knicks. He struggled, and in his second year with the Knicks, he prospered. So I really feel like this is going to be a good experience for Randle to learn from because we saw what he did. I really feel like, and we heard him say that in the press conference yesterday after the game, that he's going to use this as a good experience to learn from. So I'm sure you guys understand where I'm getting at. I'm trying to be as optimistic as I can when it comes to these Knicks in the playoffs because it's definitely been a huge disappointment. But guys, I am not going to look at this season as a year of disappointment after what happens in the playoffs. We have to realize where expectations were going into the year. Everybody had us winning 22, 23 games, being near the bottom of the Eastern Conference, and we defy the expectations. We get the 4th seed in the East, and obviously us in the playoffs, laying an egg and being down 3-1 is not what we want, and it's very disappointing. It's frustrating as Knicks fans. We want to see our guy Randle prove his worth. We want to see RJ Barrett be more consistent. We want to see everything that we did in the regular season translate to the playoffs, and it's not doing that. But we also have to realize that this Knicks team is far beyond where we're going to be in the future. Where we are at right now, we needed a season like this to build an identity, build a foundation in order for us to make aggressive moves in the free agency, in the trade market, in the draft, because we've never had this much ammunition before in our lives as Knicks fans. We have so much draft picks. We have 4 draft picks this year, 2 firsts, 2 seconds. We have the most cap space in the league. We got another extra first-round pick in the future. So just imagine what Leon Rose and the entire Knicks front office is going to do this offseason to upgrade this team. We have to realize that we're not as talented as we think. We're a team that was overachieved. We had a really great coaching staff, and we got good veteran play from Alec Burks, Reggie Bullock, and obviously the young core of Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett looks promising. Unfortunately, we did not get to see Mitchell Robinson this year due to injuries, and Julius Randle is our ascending star. And yes, he is an ascending star. He's 26 years old. Please, guys, do not start turning on Julius Randle after this poor performance in the playoffs. I know it's frustrating. I know that he looks very, lost out there, but I genuinely think this is going to be a good thing for Julius to learn from, because it's not like he's an old veteran. It's not like he's, disappointing us and he's someone that should be established in the league and stuff. He's 26 years old. This is his first year where he's breaking out as an NBA true all-star, and he's just not showing up in the playoffs, and he's not used to being the number one guy to hone in on. And I just feel like this is something that Julius is going to learn from. I think the Knicks are definitely going to extend him in the offseason still. I don't think they're going to let him walk in free agency. I think the Knicks are going to look at Julius and say, we're going to build around you. We're going to take the work off your shoulders. We need to give Julius Randle another star, because obviously Randle is a phenomenal player. We saw what he can do when he's hot and when he's comfortable, but I still don't believe Randle is the number one option on a championship team. I think we all knew that this season. I don't think anybody expected Randle to be the number one option on a championship caliber team. We all know that we need to bring in a guy that can be the number one superstar, and then Randle will be the second guy and RJ will be the third, and then the depth will be crazy, and that's where we're going to really construct this roster around. So I just want to give my thoughts of where the Knicks are right now in this season. We're down 3-1. Hypothetically, the only way we can obviously come back and tie the series is we got to take care of business at home, and then we go to Atlanta and win for the first time. The Atlanta Hawks, they know how to defend home court. They're a very well-coached team, obviously. They are a very well-rounded team on offense and defense, but I still believe in our guys. I think that they're going to make the proper adjustments. I think the coaching staff is going to instill confidence in these guys. I think the biggest problem is continuity on offense. We're not moving the ball, too much isolation, and on defense, there's not a lot of communication. We're giving guys wide open threes, and this Atlanta Hawks team is way too talented to do that. So first, let's take it game by game. Game 5, I'm going to make it a whole video breaking down what we need to do to get the W tomorrow. But in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of where the Knicks are and how it's possible that we can come down from 3-1. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I just got a lot to talk about with these New York Knicks. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And smash that like button if you guys enjoyed. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Knicks. Peace out.